come on, that's pretty cool. Before we dive into things, I want to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by SmallRig, and they did send me this tripod for free, but this was actually one of my most anticipated products of the year, so regardless of whether or not they were going to send this to me, I was going to buy it. With that in mind, treat this video kind of like a product showcase or a tutorial / demonstration of the tripod and my first impressions and initial thoughts. The first question I had when I saw this hydraulic clutch design was, is this a gimmick? How useful is it actually? Well, let me tell you, my friends, this design is actually so useful. Like, before we even get into how premium the build feels on this tripod, this hydraulic clutch actually changes the way I use tripods. What's the typical process for setting up a tripod? Usually I have a height in mind for the shot I want, then I drop the legs down, then I level out the tripod using the tripod bowl and checking the bubble level, then I check my frame and go, okay, I need to be like another 6 inches higher or lower. Then I adjust each of the legs again, re-level the head, and then I have my shot. That's probably what most people's process of using a tripod looks like. And I don't want to be dramatic here. Once you get used to the process, like, it only takes you a minute or two to get your shot set up. But with this tripod, I literally frame up the shot I want, peek at my bubble level as I press the clutch. After the feet are secured to the ground, I make sure the tripod is level, then I let go of the clutch. Give it literally like 1 second to lock in, and then I'm good. If I'm shooting a narrative or commercial piece, then being able to save a minute or two here each time I'm setting up my tripod really does add up and save some time. But it's even more important when I'm shooting live events like weddings, where you really only have maybe just a few moments to get your tripod and everything situated before the stuff starts happening and you have to start recording. Now, let's talk about the operation of this tripod and how to use it. Starting with the patented X-Clutch hydraulic technology. It's really the star of this show. Instead of latches or knobs to loosen and tighten the legs, this clutch is the only thing you need to press to release the legs. One thing to know is that after you release the clutch, you really want to give it about a second to fully engage and lock in. So when you're setting up, don't just let go of the clutch and step away, because the tripod's going to settle a bit and you don't want that. Instead, once you have your tripod in position, let go of the clutch while you're still holding onto the tripod for about a second or so, then it's all locked in and good to go. This lever has 3 positions it can be in: fully down, locked in the 45-degree angle for standard operation, and 90-degree angle for low to the ground operation. To break down the tripod, the easiest way to do it is to close all the legs, then press the clutch and close it down. When you're done with the clutch, you turn this little dial and the clutch will disengage, and now you can carry the tripod however you like, including using the clutch. Though personally, I'm going to avoid doing that because I just have a creeping suspicion that this is going to put strain on the mechanism, and I'm not trying to break an expensive tripod. Now, the max height of this tripod is about 56 inches or about 142 centimeters, and if you really need that extra height, with the center column fully extended, you get about 66.5 inches of height or about 168 centimeters. If you're trying to get low angle shots, then the lowest standard setup is about 28 inches or around 71 centimeters. And if you really want super low angle shots, then you can actually remove the bottom portion of the center column. To do this, you press and pop out the hidden Allen key hook, remove the tripod head and center column, loosen the screw connecting the center column to the tripod head, and place the tripod head back onto the legs and tighten it down. By doing this, you can get the tripod as low as about 11 inches from the ground or about 27 centimeters. The tripod legs themselves have a weight capacity of 55 pounds or 25 kilograms, while the head itself is rated to support around 13 pounds or 6 kilograms. Of course, we've seen Gene himself show that the legs and the head can support way more weight, but the numbers I gave are the recommended payload amount, and I wouldn't try to replace your at-home pull-up bar with one of these tripods. While I would say the carbon fiber legs and the hydraulic clutch are the star of the show, I will say that the fluid head is also pretty freaking nice. On the back, you've got a pan friction dampening ring as well as a pan lock screw to let you adjust the resistance of your panning movements. On the left side, you've got a tilt friction dampening knob as well as a tilt lock lever to let you adjust the resistance of your tilting movements. On the right side, you've got a counterbalance system to help keep your camera level. When set to 0, there's 0 counterbalance, meaning whenever you set the head, it will either hold it there if you've locked it down or fall forwards or backwards if the center of gravity is leaning one way or the other. While if you set it at 3, you'll see that it then will try to pull the tripod head back to being level. The stages between basically let you adjust the counterbalance based on the weight of your camera setup, and it's meant to work with a setup that weighs up to 13.2 pounds or 6 kilograms. The tripod head carries over the standard Manfrotto plate to DJI RS plate switching mechanism that they've had since the SmallRig Freeblazer tripod, which I love because that means I can use the same bottom plate even when I'm going back and forth between a tripod setup and my DJI RS4 setup. There's a knob on the right side of the tripod to tighten and loosen the tripod plate, as well as a button on one side to disengage the latch, meaning you don't have to slide your camera in each time, just unscrew the knob and click it into place and then tighten the knob down. Also, the tripod head handle is telescoping, so depending on how far you want to operate the tripod from or how much much leverage you want to apply, you can extend or retract the handle as needed. And if you want to raise or lower the center column, there's a pull-out knob on the side that you can use to loosen or tighten to set the column where you want it to be. Even just after using this tripod for a few weeks, this tripod does everything I want it to do, and I think that's huge props to PotatoJet for doing such a great job with this collaboration with SmallRig and really paying attention to the small details of the things that we as videographers want in a tripod. Outside of operational functionality, this tripod also feels really premium. All of the materials used feel right, from the predominantly carbon fiber design to the metal construction of the fluid head to the textures used for the clutch grip. The total weight of this tripod with the head attached is about 8.5 pounds or about 3.8 kilograms, and I think it makes the tripod just lightweight enough to be super portable while still being hefty enough to feel comfortable mounting my fully rigged out A7S III on it. And on the note of portability, this tripod is really travel friendly. If you take the tripod head off, the total storage height of the tripod ends up being about 26 inches or 66 centimeters, meaning it can fit in a 28-inch luggage case. So let's talk about why I love this tripod so far already. I've been using the SmallRig 𝗙𝗧𝗟𝗟𝗪 tripod for over a year and a half now for all of my client work and most of my YouTube videos. It was pretty lightweight, coming in at about 11 pounds. It was a pretty beefy tripod, which is great when it comes to peace of mind knowing it won't tip over at an event, and it was fast to deploy and break down thanks to that single lever design for controlling each leg. But this new Tribex tripod is literally better than the 𝗙𝗧𝗟𝗪𝗪 in almost every single way. It can get really tall if I need it to, but it can get even lower now thanks to the ability of being able to remove that center column. It can deploy in literally a second, and it's lightweight and compact enough to put in a luggage case. And it has even more of those quality of life features that SmallRig has been putting into all of their products, like the hidden Allen key hook, but not just that, we've also got a hidden flathead screwdriver, screw storage built into the tripod head in case you want to keep some of the spares on you, the quick detach rubber feet if you need spiked feet when shooting on uneven terrain, and it also even comes with a nice storage bag. Now, here are some of the things I don't know about the new Tribex tripod. I haven't put it through months or years worth of use and abuse yet. I've only had it for a few weeks, so I'm not sure about the long-term durability yet. According to SmallRig's own test, they say that the pan tilt action has been tested over 10,000 times on a single tripod, and the leg extension and locking mechanisms were tested over 20,000 times on a single tripod, and I like to see that proven true through real-world usage. I also know that these legs are not recommended to be used in sandy or dusty environments, so using it on the beach or in the desert might not be recommended. We don't know yet. But I guess that also makes sense because most tripods, save for the super expensive ones, really aren't meant to be used in sandy environments or with salt water. You're going to want to clean your tripod if you do use them in those kinds of environments, and really we'll only know how well these hold up as we start using them in the real world for the coming months and years. Now, of course, all of this comes with a price tag, and that price tag is $799, and now it kind of starts to make sense why this is literally the better version in every way compared to the 𝗙𝗧𝗟𝗪𝗪 tripod from SmallRig, because that one's $399, literally half the price of this tripod. And there are a lot of tripods out there these days, all pushing to have some cool, useful features at similar, if not cheaper, prices. But at the same time, at $799, we're still not in the expensive segment of tripods yet. The industry standard is still the reigning Sachtler Flowtech tripod legs and their active 8T fluid heads, and those are honestly in a class of their own, but they do come with a price tag that's also in a class of its own. So here are my first impressions and thoughts. I've been using the SmallRig 𝗙𝗧𝗟𝗪𝗪𝗪 tripod for all of my YouTube work, all of my client work for over the past year and a half or so, and I absolutely loved it, and this tripod seems like it's literally just the better version of it. I was more than willing to spend $1,000 or so for this tripod when I first got to play with it back at NAB this year in April. I'm definitely going to be putting this tripod through its paces over the next year as it becomes my primary tripod for all of my video work. So sometime in about 6 to 12 months, I'll make a follow-up video with my detailed thoughts and long-term review of it. If you're interested in checking out this tripod for yourself, I'll leave links in the description down below. All right, that's it for this one. Let me know in the comment section down below on what you think of this tripod. Do you feel like PotatoJet nailed all of the details of this tripod, or are there features that are missing that you want to see in the next version? And if you enjoyed this video, consider getting subscribed for more content on the latest camera gear news. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.